Good morning, guys. Hi. Today we will have a quick, short session where we will try to understand few of the concepts which is important and it comes up, regularly in an interview purpose also, like where we find out few quick ready-written question answer sort of a thing, especially on the features of OOPS. Okay. First of all, I mean, for people who are understanding this for the first time. So why OOPS is required? So OOPS is an industry standard form of coding language, coding in Python, page standard, where it is more generalized and we call it as object oriented, more uh, Pythonic way of doing it, and it is a modularized coding. Okay, and you will able to even protect or apply security basis this type of OOPS way of coding. Let us understand first the very basic thing. What is OOPS and what are the components present? There are two major components present in OOPS. One is called the class and the other one is the object. Okay. The class is the blueprint. Okay. For example, here we are creating a class and we are providing a uh, blueprint. That means we are providing it has some attributes, features, and some method functions which are provided here. Okay. So and we have a constructor which is initialized constructor, and there was as a pointer which is pointing to the self. We can write any other name instead of self, which is like a pointer to the main class. So the class is is a is a blueprint for creating an object. So this is an object which is nothing but an instance of the class, which has certain attributes. In this case, we have an attribute called name and age. Okay, and we have a method, and this is called the function present inside the class is called method. So we have a method that operates on this attribute. So in this case, I have written if once we provide the name, it will say if you call this method that function present inside the class, it will give the print says Bob. Okay, and now what is an object? The object is the instances of the doc class. So we are creating an object. Basically, you create an object and call the class and use it to single bracket, and inside that, because we have a parameter called name and age, we are providing the name and the age. Okay, fine. Now when uh, I click on this method, right, as I said, there's a method which is nothing but the function. Once I click on this method, it is able to, because I have created an object dog1 as a buddy name, so it is saying buddy says Wolf because I have put it the self dot name. So it is taking this name buddy, putting it here, indicating to this class because I have created the object with this class, and that's why it is giving me the method which you have, the function which is present there, which is able to print whatever the function we have under the function, whatever the attribute. We can put any business logic, anything. It's just a uh, just for simplicity, we have taken a function or the method where we are trying to print basis the attribute which you are passing. I hope it is clear. So we have a class, we call the class to an object. Under the class, we have attributes and methods. We have a constructor and we have an indicator like the self, which is directing towards a class. Okay. There are few other concepts which is present. Um, and sometimes it has been asked in the interview also, like we call it as uh, features called encapsulation, abstraction, inheritance, and polymorphism. Let us understand each of them. So what is encapsulation? Encapsulation is nothing but bundling the data with the method that operate on that data. Okay, so for example, here I have an constructor and it is in and we have initiated to this class, and I have an attribute. So now the this name is bundled under the class itself. So in this case, this is a public feature or attribute. So this is encapsulated or it is bundled under the class itself. That's why it is called an encapsulation. Okay, I hope it is clear. Abstraction, like abstraction is nothing but the when the user, so the what the user will do, say for example, the user, so we have created some multiple classes here. So for example, the user calls the dog class, okay, and under the dog, so it has a method, right? So for example, if I had created a class uh, called math, okay, and then I have defined under math, I have defined addition as a function, and I have the addition formula here, say a plus b. Now what the end user will do, end user will create an object called addition, for example, and it will do addition equal to then math dot add. So the end user is calling the add method, which is nothing but a function, but the end user is not aware, or we will hide whatever the logic or the computational logic which has been put inside add. The end user will not be able to understand, not able to know that. So that is called abstraction. So abstraction involves is hiding the main computational logic. That's what we call the complex reality. There is nothing but main computational logic which is present under the method. Okay. So that is called abstraction. Okay. I hope it is very clear. Now the next part is polymorph inheritance. What is inheritance? Inheritance is nothing but we are trying to uh, inherit the properties of my parent class. What we are trying to do, we created a child class called dog, and in the back we have taken animal. So whatever the features, whatever the attributes, and whatever the methods will be there, we will be calling it here with this. Okay, I will tell what we have done here. So this is nothing but polymorphism. Okay, so basically, if I call this, what I'm doing, see, I'm creating an object instance. I'm calling a dog class and giving the name as buddy, because see here I have not given the attributes. I have just called the animal parent class, and internally dog class is taking all the attributes, that is in this case which is name. So this is called inheritance. That means I am inheriting all the features, all the attributes which is present, and the method itself which is present in of my parent class. So this is called, and when I will calling the object, so I will get this. Okay. Now polymorphism. What is polymorphism? Say for example, if you see here, and let me clear this out for better understanding. See, if you see here, in parent class also we have one method called speak, and in child class also we have a method called speak. Whenever we have the same method, okay, and if you call that same method, so the child class method will overwrite the parent class method, and that is what it is called polymorphism. So it is overwriting. See here, the output you are getting wow and meow, because in the child class I have created this same method with the same name of the parent class, and when I am calling the child class, it is inheriting the features of the animal class, but the method of the child class stays and it override the parent class. This is called polymorphism. Okay. Now you can ask, then how if I want to use this one? Okay. Now if I want to use the parent class same function, there's a function called super. Okay. I have to call this super function, and then I call the same. So once you call this super will understand. By super, what we are trying to do is we are trying to tell कि please call this method of the parent class. So I can write this, and also I can put a super, okay, and I call this parent method, and that it will do and help us to uh, uh, call this one. So polymorphism, I hope you understood. If you have a same method name which is present in the parent class and in the child class, the child class method will sustain and it will override the functionality present in the parent class. But if you want to use both, then we have to add a single line of code where using the super callable, you can call the parent method. Okay. And this is just to check the inheritance. So is instance is the function which can be used. Like I want to confirm whether it is inherited or not. So if I print in is instance of the child class and then pass the no parent class, the output will be true or false. Okay. So if it is inherited, it will give me this. So what we understood there, what is object, what is class, what is object, attributes, attributes of class, methods, constructors, and certain features called encapsulation, abstraction, and we also understood polymorphism, okay, and inheritance. Okay. Okay, these are super important few features and a quick readiness for this session so that it gives you a quick overview before you jump for an interview uh, for people who are trying to give this interview on no, Python and especially on the OS concept. Thank you.